Let's see here. What's up? How you doing, investors? Let me come over to the stage. Let me come up to the stage. Let me come up to the stage. It is the weekend, and you know we already had some good news, some good news, some good news. So hey, we all smiles over here. Really, what else is to do except for talk about what we're gonna talk about tonight? Because we already know that Carmelo Anthony case. Look what we got in 30 days. We got one of the biggest gems in the world. We got a defense attorney. Now listen, I've been reading some of y'all comments. Some of y'all are getting Mike Howard credit and some not, but at least he did the right thing. Intentionally or unintentionally, either because of his conscience got the better of him or because somebody has already knocked on his door. Like I told you, y'all remember last week when I said when we was discussing that Lakeisha Keisha had emailed Mike Howard and she said she hadn't got a response. And I said the reason why she hasn't got a response is because Mike Howard is probably answering other questions behind the scenes. So Tony Talks Vested Up, what you trying to say? This is what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to smile too hard. Yes, Mike Howard, he provided that affidavit for Carmelo Anthony new team, but Mike Howard also wrote up and drafted that affidavit to save his own butt. Trust me, somebody is behind the scenes already knocking on Mike Howard's door. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that. And he pretty sure he knew that eventually was going to come. But if not, I had one investor reach out to me and he or she said, well, Tony Talks, guess what? I think Mike Howard could have, and I know this is a far reach. But I'm just sharing to you what all of the comments and calls and emails I'm getting. He or she is thinking that Mike Howard had already contacted whatever integrity group it was, informed them of what was going on behind the scenes, and they told him, go ahead and execute it as planned so that we can have all the evidence against Collins County. I'm not sure what it is. I'm getting hit with so many theories and so many comments, and I tell you what, just make your comments. I don't care if nobody agree with it. You're going to get your own unique comeback and response from Tony Talks Vested Up. Yeah. So hey, I'm getting some theories out here. I'm getting all these awesome comments and everything. Oh, let me start off. I said I was going to start off with this. Let me see here. Either which way, he submitted his affidavit and he told it all. We're still waiting on the affidavit, like I said, from the prosecutor. I think it's going to have to be a court of law or the FBI, Department of Justice, knock on his door along with Toby Shook. But hey, look, what we got from Mike Howard is more than enough. And trust me, any judge, now we're going to go through this tonight. Now, any judge, when they get Karmelo Anthony appeal packet, now we expected, what's his name, Cockroach, to decline and deny the motion to recuse himself and the motion to a new trial. We're not surprised about that. But if the next reasonable judge get this packet and deny, yes, I'm gonna be highly upset. But that's not the end of it. I got some slides. Once I get through the comments, we're gonna go through that. And I ain't gonna keep you long. I know I say it all the time. I ain't gonna keep you long, but I'm gonna try to get you out of here as soon as possible. I got a habit of clicking. Christopher King got me on the good foot. Fallon is a problem to him. Thank you for letting me know that. Is Christopher King's got an issue with Fallon? That means there's something dirty about Fallon too. And if you caught my live, I got excited. If you caught my live the other two Thursday night, I told, what's his name, Senator Fallon, I said, based on what came out in this appeal, if you don't come out here and make a statement because you are involved too, because your son was under that tent, and I heard what you did to Texas, if he didn't come out by Monday and give a statement and saying that he didn't know nothing about all this that was going on in Collins County, if he don't do that by Monday, it's on. I'm going to start digging. Now, but you let me know if Christopher King has an issue with him. I'm going to definitely start digging. I'm finna start digging. Listen, we already dug up. We already know about Roach. We don't connected him. Jeff Medcalf, we don't connected him. Texas AG Ken Paxton unconnected him, along with Nate Paul connected him. And the one above, Texas AG Ken Paxton, is that Fallon. It's that Fallon. Oh yeah, I want him. Yeah, I want him. I want him. I want him. Thank you so much, Patrice. Come on with it. Listen, when we go behind the scenes and talk, oh, trust me, it's a different atmosphere back there. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming a member, and for all of the new members. Trust me. Thank you so much. And what goes on in the back, it stays in the back. You would never have to worry about me using content from the back, bringing it to the front, unless it's something that I specifically say that I want to share with all of the besters. But it goes down behind the scenes. Ooh, I like this. Sonia Johnson. Hello, Tony. What are your thoughts about the knife? The prosecutor, a part of the backdoor agreement, didn't want the knife to be presented in court. Christopher King showed a multitude with the M. This is what I'm going to say, and this is what a lot of investors have said in the comments. In the last one of the live I did Thursday, and the video I dropped this morning. This is my opinion about the knife and what a lot of other people agree with the knife, especially I put it up. They did not want it introduced in court. So I said, they didn't want the knife introduced in court. That means to me, it didn't have his fingerprints on it, and it's not his knife. I want Karmelo Anthony to tell us all, because I still can't see it, unless he's just as limbo as forever. I don't think he did the poking. I'm sorry. I don't think he did the poking. Karmelo Anthony would have to demonstrate in court, because we brought that up regarding scene reenactment. He would have to demonstrate in court how he hit him in the chest at that angle. I don't think it's since the prosecutor, listen now, forget about Mike Howard. If the prosecutor didn't want the knife introduced in court, what is that saying? If the prosecutor didn't want the knife introduced in court, it wasn't his knife. But we shall see. But yeah, ain't no fingerprints, no blood. It don't have his fingerprints on it. So why introduce a knife in court? Now, I will say this. Once we get that new trial, and everything is televised, because I said, they said the revolution won't be televised, but it'll definitely be digitized, right? We'll get to see what's up with that knife. We will get to see exactly what's up with that knife. But since you're asking me right now, I don't think the knife was his. I don't think it had his blood on there or his fingerprints. That's what I said. That's Chris Green showed a multitude with a knife. That's a good point. Thank you for that test. Hey, I am that somebody. Hey, Tony in chat, nothing can stop what God is doing. Free Karmelo Anthony. Wrongfully convicted. And now knowing what we know, now I know why Nancy Grace was doing most of the talking and why he was silent, because he knew the fix was in. He knew what the prosecutor had did. See, one thing they say about hindsight 2020 is crystal clear. I didn't know when he would go to some of these shows, sometimes he would let the host do most of the talking while he's sitting back, and Jeff Medcalf would just sit back sometimes and he would insert something, and especially if you get like a Nancy Grace or a Megyn Kelly, we're going to break down Jeff Medcalf today just like we broke down Judge John Roach, okay? Now we know what we know, and he go say, oh gosh, I'm gonna get to it. You're doing real eyes be recognized, real lies. Hello, everyone, and have an amazing evening. How you doing? Yep, posted. Yep. In the gentleman agreement, Mike Ho laid out in his affidavit have appeal grounds to. Yes. Oh gosh, yes. It's written up real beautifully. Now, no, not on the appeal grounds. No, he just basically details out the agreement, right? Even down to the instructions that he gave to Karmelo Anthony's lawyers. But the legal team in the first 63 pages, they laid out the grounds for appeal. And I'm still reading that right there. Hey, what's up, two queens and one king? Good evening, Tony Talks, Vested Up mods and chats. So noble of you doing an awesome job. Thank you so much, two queens and one king. Tony, I sent everything for Anthony case. And trust me, it blew, it social media was on fire since Thursday and it still is on now, okay? Now, let me go ahead and tell you this here. So some of this may be out of order, but this is what I did my research on this weekend. So regarding the gentleman's agreement, I'm pretty sure I knew that it was illegal, but I wanted to make sure, right? So in generally, no, a lawyer is not supposed to make important agreements that can affect a client's rights without the client's knowledge or authorization. Now, I'm glad that ChatGPT worded it like this because we need to see, hopefully, that the Anthonys and Karmelo Anthony didn't know about this. I don't know. Mike Howard, he really didn't make that clear, but I can't see the Anthonys agreeing to an agreement like this. So we're going to say that they didn't know this. That said, there's an important distinction. You got a routine procedures agreement, which is allowed, right? Such as agreeing to extend a filing deadline, rescheduling a hearing, or exchange documents, right, are often made between attorneys without first consulting the client, which is understandable. Lawyers generally have the authority to handle these day-to-day litigation matters, right? Major decisions, right, requires the client informed consent. So this is what a lawyer is supposed to inform the client regarding task of their parts of their case. Accepting the plea deal in a criminal case, waiving the right to trial, deciding whether the defendant would testify. Now we know, according to Mike Howard, the prosecution said that they expected Karmelo Anthony not to even testify. Now that's when I think Mike Howard had an issue with that, because even Mike Howard said, well, that is one of the basic fundamentals of a self-defense case. He was like, no, he has to testify. The prosecution said he won't testify. We already know what happened then. He didn't testify. Now, Mike Howard, according to him, Judge Roach, he asked Judge Roach to give him more time to talk over this, the pros and the cons of testifying or not testifying with Karmelo Anthony, along with manslaughter and along with negligence and some other instructions. He said that Coach Roach, did not give him additional time, and he basically said that he only had 10 minutes to talk to Karmelo Anthony about this. And I'm assuming the young man was flooding. Of course, he was 19, so the parents was not legally, they did not. He's grown, so the parents was not in the room. And just imagine Karmelo Anthony, he's prepared to testify, and now his lawyer is coming to him, basically scaring him up. Am I going to testify or not? These are the pros and cons on each side of that. So Karmelo Anthony didn't testify. This right here, agreeing to a settlement in civil cases, making certain specific concessions that materially affect the client's right. Okay, on the other side, it's important to distinguish between the agreement you disagree with. So it was talking to me. But an unlawful agreement, let's read that, such as a secret conspiring to violate the law in it or intentionally acting against the client's interest without authorization. So I said all that to say this. This gentleman's agreement is considered an unlawful agreement. Let me see what the next slide got, because I found out what the punishments are for. Okay, now let's go into the trial. Now, let me tell you what the punishments are for the lawyer, the prosecutor that made this deal behind the scenes. I think this is what Mike Howard, the reason why he had a detailed affidavit waiting there just in case it caught up with him, and it caught up with him. So I'm pretty sure Mike Howard, with all those details, he was already writing in place, because he knew eventually it was going to get found out. And we knew it was. Now, this is right here. This is the punishment for a lawyer let's see here. Okay, here we go. This is the punishment. Okay, that's the punishment for a prosecutor. So what is the punishment given to a defense attorney that accepts and executes a lawful deal? This is what I asked. It says if a defense attorney knowingly participates in an unlawful agreement or otherwise violates the law or professional ethics, the consequences can be serious. Listen, y'all, listen. The specific punishment depends on what the attorney actually did. We know it was bad. Whether it violated ethical rules, which it did, criminal law, which it did, or both, and what evidence exists. Possible consequences. Professional discipline by state bar. This is why I think Mike Howard had already had that affidavit up for Karmelo Anthony legal team and his own defense, right? Because this man is about to be barred. This is what falls under that: professional discipline by the state bar. Private or public reprimand. I want it to be public. I want Mike Howard's reprimand to be public. Suspension of attorney's license and disbarment. Loss of law license. Court sanction. Here we go. Court sanctions. Monetary fines, contempt of court, and ordering undoing. Hold your vest. Hold your vest. Orders undoing the effects of improper conduct. Impossible. Hold that. Number 3 is criminal charges. If the conduct itself was criminal, in this situation here, we know for sure that it was definitely. Come on to the stage, Karmelo Anthony. Come on to the stage, Karmelo Anthony. We know for sure that what they did behind the scenes in Collin County was definitely criminal. For example, if an attorney participates in bribery, obstruction of justice, facts, witness tampering, facts, fraud or evidence tampering, facts, prosecutors, so Mike Howard's going to be prosecuted, could pursue criminal charges. Conviction results in fines, probation, imprisonment. When we said that Mike Howard and the prosecutor could definitely go to jail for this, I wasn't lying. Depends on an offense and jurisdiction. Okay. Impact. Number 4, impact of the client's case. If the attorney's misconduct deprived the defendant of the constitutional rights of an effective counsel, assistant of counsel under the 6th Amendment, the defendant may be able to seek relief, such as a new trial or other post-conviction remedies. Karmelo Anthony, once his appeal is granted and this new trial, we get a new trial date and he walks out of that courtroom free. Oh, I was not playing when I said about 20 days ago, Karmelo Anthony will get restitution from Collins County and the state of Texas. Because this thing, how deep it went, right? Whether relief is granted depends on the facts and the applicable legal standards. We already know that all the laws were broken this right here. Now, let me keep going. Now, what punishment can be given to a prosecutor that creates this unlawful deal? According to Mike Howard, it was the prosecution that came to him with the deal, right? And Toby shook. Unlawful deal and forced the defense to carry out an unlawful agreement. This is what it says. If a prosecutor was proven to have created an unlawful agreement and coerced the defense counsel into carrying it out, that would be extremely serious. Do y'all hear what I'm reading? It says, if the prosecutor was proven to have created an unlawful agreement or coerced the defense counsel into carrying this out, according to Mike Howard, he was forced to carry this out, that would be extremely serious. The punishment would depend on what actually occurred, what laws and ethic rules were violated, and what evidence supporting those allegations, i.e. Exhibit 1, Mike Howard's Exhibit 10, his own affidavit. Now, this what could happen to the prosecutor. Professional discipline by the state bar, ranging from reprimand to suspension and disbarment, court sanctions, such as a defendant. Hold your hats on this. Tony Talks Vested Up. Go ahead and get it out. Number 3, reversal of a conviction, a new trial. Say it again, Tony. One of the possible consequences, because the prosecution brought this unlawful agreement to Mike Howard, reversal of a conviction or a new trial. I said throw the whole out and the federal government take it over and go ahead and go after Collins County, while Karmelo Anthony still gets his exoneration and all his money from Collins County in the state of Texas, right? Because based off this, it's no evidence against Karmelo Anthony, right? Reversal of conviction or new trial if the misconduct violated the defendant's constitutional rights and affected the fairness of the proceedings. That is the Karmelo Anthony case. That is the Karmelo Anthony case in a nutshell, down to the T. If the misconduct violated the defendant's constitutional rights and affect the fairness of the proceedings. There's nothing really else for me to say. Reversal of conviction. Reversal of conviction. Now listen to this. Now this is for the prosecution. Criminal prosecution. If the prosecutor's conduct itself constituted a crime, for example, bribery, witness tampering, facts, obstruction of justice, facts, or other offenses defined by the law, a conviction could result in fines, probation, imprisonment, depending on the offense. Bill Wirskye, that's all of you. I want you to take all of it. I want you to take all of it. And I did not do a research on what the judge can define. I didn't want to give you too much information, but you know what's coming in the next live. Here we go. It's also worth noting that prosecutors have special ethics obligations. Under the U.S. Supreme Court decision in Berger versus United States, a prosecutor role is not simply to win case, but to seek justice. That said, coercion is a factual allegation that must be proven. Courts and disciplinary authorities require evidence before concluding that prosecutor forced defense counsel into an unlawful agreement. Based off that affidavit, you can't tell me that the Supreme Court has not, filed a formal or informal inquiry to Mike Howard directly to get called in and questioned under oath. The Supreme Court has that power and authority, and you can't tell me. If we knew about it on Thursday, the Supreme Court knew about it Friday morning. So it's more that's coming down. It's more that's coming down. So yeah. Okay. Now let's go ahead and talk about this right here, and then I'm gonna go back to the chats. Now, Judge Roach has already denied the first request for a motion to recuse himself and a new trial. So what is the next step in Texas? Here we go. I think I have that. Now these are the next steps. Okay. Let me go back here. These are the next steps in Texas, right? In Texas, so here we go. A criminal case can be denied many times before it reaches the U.S. Supreme Court, because you know me, I'm fixed on the federal government. There is no fixed numbers of denials required or allowed. Instead, a case must go through several stages, and at each stage, a court may deny relief. The typical path in a state criminal case looks like this. You got the trial court, which we already had. Motion for new trial may be denied. John Roach already did that. So now, boom, we go into the next phase. The state intermediate appellate court. Is that on him? That's in the second screenshot. The conviction may be affirmed. Okay. The last resort, state court of last resort in Texas, criminal cases. This is the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. Okay, so let's just say it gets denied there. Then you have state post-conviction proceedings. This is where the habeas corpus petitions may be denied. Let's say it gets denied there. And then you got the federal habeas corpus review, right? And let's say it gets denied there. Then you got the Supreme Court. So all I'm trying to say, even though we already knew that John Roach was going to deny this, Karmelo Anthony still got 4 higher levels to go before. And if it gets that far, his legal team can go before a request to the Supreme Court to hear his appeal. But I don't think it's going to get that high based off the affidavit that Mike Howard dropped in that packet. So we shall see, but I don't think it's going to get that high. I don't think it's going to get that high. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Is what I got anything yet? Y'all, that's it. I want to give you that information because we need to, now that we know that that John Roach has already denied the first phase, the request for a new trial and to recuse himself. Now we know that it's going to a regional judge, and I'm assuming AKA that is the state intermediate appellate court. And after that, you see exactly where it's going to go. To the last resort in Texas is the Texas criminal case, Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. That's phase 3. So we're going to continue to watch this thing. I should have asked how much time is given, but we're going to say at least 75 days, okay, at each phase. I know between now and the second phase is 75 days. And it could be shorter. Based on what's in that affidavit, it definitely could be shorter than that. So is that it? Yeah, let me go back to the comments, and then we're going to play. It's been 1 hour and 26 minutes. I'm going to go through the comments, and then I want to pull up the Nancy Grace interview with Jeff Metcalf. We're going to break that down. Now that we know what happened behind the scenes, we definitely need to talk about some things. Jeff Metcalf, you're about to be called to the stage after I finish with these comments. Thank you so much. Our Mossad operations paid off Karmelo and Tyler's lawyer court judge, even though they on film killing someone. I just thought we should make sure real talk. Maybe I should have read this before I went into the slides. I'm gonna come back to that rifle, Mourner. Okay. FBI works for us. That is true. Now I do understand that. Okay, you said 35. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Sherry? If we talking about the watermelon felon, that was 37 in what AI gave me. Don't count on. I ain't talking about him. He's just the figurehead. I'm not talking about him. He's the figurehead. And something at this level. Also, episode from Kirby. Gotcha. Okay. We can trust the FBI. The FBI got black people sitting at very high levels in the FBI. Yes. Tony, share your genuine feelings. Remember, you're only human. What's up, Virginia? Especially when it comes to the apology to Karmelo's mother, which was influenced by those demons. We understand your true intentions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Virginia. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Blessings to you. The judge did that a gentleman's agreement and did not enter into trial record. So, it's in hearsay. The prosecution will have to defend. I understand what you're saying. It's their word against his. However, let's go ahead and put this out here. It is hearsay as of now because it was not entered into record, and they know better not to enter that into record. But Mike Howard can sit back and say, well, just review the transcripts of what happened and see that I was limited. I didn't ask these questions. I didn't call this witness, and look at Karmelo Anthony mother's testament. It's the same words that is in his affidavit. So you're right. It could be hearsay, but all Mike Howard had to do is just sit back and say, well, just look at how the case was executed and conducted. We didn't bring up nobody's character. We didn't bring up their reputation on either side. And we didn't talk about the extra evidence. That's all facts. They didn't even bring up the weapon, which was also said in the gentleman's agreement that it wouldn't even be introduced in court. That matches. Karmelo Anthony didn't testify. That matches Mike Howard's affidavit. And going back to Karmelo Anthony's mother's testimony, it matches what Mike Howard said in his affidavit. So you're right. It wasn't introduced in court, but it sure lines up. The Karmelo Anthony case, down to the days, it lines up with Mike Howard's affidavit. So somebody with common sense to see that. But I feel you on that. Let him out, free Karmelo. Toby G is praying. Gotcha, Toby. Right. We went over that. Yes. We went over that right there. Gosh. Yeah. We went over that. Yes. I was trying to recall it, but I know I'm going to mess it up. Jeff was on TikTok 2 months after the incident and told a lady that Karmelo, the fix was in. The fix was definitely in, Teresa. You're right. Yeah, we made sure. Gotta be honest. Come on with it. Them marshmallows need feels how it is to lie, cover up to frame a young black man when he was assaulted first. God gonna shake the whole case and expose them evil devils. Come on. On that episode, they set Kirby up by manipulating video to make him look like the thief, and turns out people against him. Bam. It means set up. Gotcha. It means set up. Come on with it. They had already charged and convicted him before the trial. Definitely. Yeah, because it took John Roach 8 months to actually do all the logistics and the IT and the audio and the visual checks, right? So, and that also violated Karmelo Anthony Sixth Amendment of a speedy trial. You mean to tell me Karmelo Anthony was sitting on house arrest for over a year when he elected for a speedy trial? And if you didn't watch that live, the Sixth Amendment also covers that the evidence, the reason why you want to have a speedy trial is because nobody can manipulate the evidence, which they did in this case, which was the grainy video. Come on with it. Come on. Y'all keeping me on my feet tonight. Also, the Boston Legal episode, season 1 final. But now they had, that's you. Let me see if I can find that right now. That's you. I had meant to put your chat up here. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. God, that's you. That was a few nights ago. This one on the screen, he spelled it out. Oh my gosh, I got so many. Hold on. So this right here, bam, here it is. I'm going to read this right here. So this gentleman here, this Vesta on the screen, MC Lotto TV, this is what he sent me under the video that says Karmelo Anthony legal alert review, change of venue conditions met. Oh, before I go into this, because of what happened in Collins County, Karmelo Anthony, his legal team, they're also going to get that change of venue approved because of all the things that happened in Collins County. I broke that down in the video, but this gentleman here just said, it's clear to see how the state of Texas, the prosecution, the judge, and even Karmelo's own defense attorney all conspired to frame Karmelo Anthony. In the Boston legal season first finale episode, Death Don't Be Proud, the fact that Zeke Barnes was convicted by a grand jury and trial jury with 0 black jurors is the exact systematic distortion that mirrors Karmelo Anthony case. When Alan Shore and Selena Hall pointed out the exclusion of black jurors is a clear violation of due process, the Texas appellate court shoots it down on a rigged procedural trap. They claim the error was waived because the previous local defense attorney failed to properly preserve the issue during the initial trial pipeline. So I just read what this gentleman here, this Vesta here, just sent me under that video that I probably did last week, right? But we know that one thing that Mike Howard did do in the initial trial pipeline, he shot down that jury. It's called the Bastion Rule. It's the Bastion Rule. When John Roach and the prosecution shut down all of those black jurors because they was educator, but allowed 2 other educators in the jury pool, in the jury stand. Major violation. Oh my God, that was the first thing. Y'all, that was the first thing that even white lawyers on Fox News TV said that was a slam dunk. That was Karmelo Anthony get out of jail free call. How they did the juries. And that was before we found out about the gentleman's agreement. So do y'all see how deep this thing go? But thank you for that. I told you I had it. I told you I had it. I told you I had it. Jeff Metcalf watched many true sitcoms. Listen. We go talk. It was only tomorrow night. What on the feeling? Truth in plain sight. Thanks for his big. Yes, it is. Yes, that's the playbook they use. What if the felon Jeff talks too much? Let him continue to talk. Do y'all notice how quiet he is now? He even talked after the new legal team was assembled. Let's see if he talks after Mike affidavit got out of there 72 hours ago. He thought it was all over, but God said no that fast. Come on with it. Come on with it. I am somebody. Yep. Talk about rubbing your face in it with the watermelon feeling. Jeff Metcalf on the video burning the cease and desist about the. Yes, they thought we wouldn't care. Right, cycle breakers. Jeff called him watermelon felon because he knows his son. Right. Not Karmelo saying the fall guys stay awake. Everybody. Oh, we already been put it on. We already. I put it on Hunter. I put it on Hunter when I did that. The CSI video that I did over here. The CSI video I did about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I knew Red Dead was Hunter. I knew it was Hunter. When Hunter said that he didn't see the poking. What? And when we saw those people go up in the stands, both of them, and when they said, and when it was it Miss Daisy or somebody else from Freezing, when they said, or was it Dwayne, when they said that Hunter and Austin was the one that actually walked up to Karmelo face to face, and 2 other friends was on the side. I knew right then and there was Hunter. Because when Hunter went to swing to hit Karmelo Anthony, he swung and hit his brother in the chest. That's why I said the irony of it all. The irony of it all. Now, I still need to know and find out if Karmelo Anthony is a left-handed or right-handed, and Austin. If Austin is left-handed, oh my gosh. If Austin is left-handed, Austin did the poking. If Austin is left-handed, Austin did the poking. Y'all don't have to believe me. Got it, my mistake. Y'all don't have to believe me. If Austin, no, I'm sorry, it's Hunter. If Hunter is left-handed, Hunter did the poking. If Hunter is left-handed, he did the poking. I'm gonna watch that show tonight. Okay, I blocked it for a laugh. Yes, Jeff believed he was speaking in code, but the Most High opened up. Come on with it. Oh Lord, we're coming in strong, Tony, not strong and wrong. Come on with it. Brothers are doing well in their situation. Okay, I hope your brothers are doing well, because I know it's a hard life behind there. Don't invest. Let me tell you one thing. Don't invest your time over here at Tony Talks Vested Up. Even after all that came out, y'all still coming over here. You know what? For you to come in here chucking justice, you don't even know what the world knows. I'm not even going to give you no time. But you don't waste your future over here. You're not going to get nowhere over here. And we see right now that you are limited in your head space, and you don't even know what happened 3 days ago. So I feel sorry for you. Yeah, I saw that. These trolls don't want it tonight because it's up and it's stuck. Shut up, Chucky. Oh, y'all already had got the trolls. Listen, Chucky must not know about the paperwork. Chucky is in here slow, trying to slam Karmelo and don't even know the latest on the case. Chuck is slow, y'all. Chuck is slow. Some of the residue, and they don't even know. They ain't even following the story. They just they just come in here. I know that's just to say nothing. I'm so glad of all of this surface under 30 days. Metcalf scared. Yes, he is. I'm gonna play that. Ooh, we're not letting this go. No, you know we ain't letting this go. Still waiting for the paperwork. usually stand and we still waiting for the paperwork. Oh, I see you a troll too. Oh, you've been in the midst. You've been in the midst of God's people this whole time. Gotcha. Bam. Vestas. Mods, get him. This joker been sitting right here soaking up, but that's okay. How does it feel to be among the righteous? How does it feel to know that Mike Howard basically gave up the prosecution and the judge? So who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? Them boys was high, not mellow. Come on with it, Abdul. You don't have to rush, Tony. We love you communicating in the chat. Thank you, Simone. Y'all gonna make me blush tonight. That's what I said, Tony. It was an illegal substance in his system that took him out. There you go. It came out. Nancy looking like a crew. we have to have a clear, minimum clear understanding of the law as pertains to self-defense, because prosecutors and judges in Karmelo Anthony case, I heard that it was Fallon, Senator Fallon in Texas, and I need to look that up too. Justine, trust me, you my VIP mod. Please remind me to look up the two laws that Fallon created. Felon, he's about to be a felon, created because of this case here. Please. I believe Hunter poked his brother. He was jealous of Austin because Austin was Dad's favorite, and Madcap household was filled with, yes, it was. And even, hey, Mike Howard affidavit, he was spilling the beans, not just, now y'all look how Mike Howard wrote that affidavit. Mike Howard wrote that affidavit the way that he did, but he also included the facts regarding the Madcap twins and the Madcap household, y'all. He was still dropping dimes. He even said that the prosecutor knew that the primary aggressor was Austin Madcap. I said, go ahead, Mike. You still going to jail, but go ahead, Mike. Mike is the first one to sing in this case, so he's going to have a lighter sentence than all the rest of them. But Mike was singing in that paperwork. It goes down in the documents. That's why I like the documents. By praise, Joshua brought down the house of the walls of Jericho. Let's celebrate the walls coming down, chains broken. Come on with it.
Deadly force with deadly force. It being circled with 4 people. 2 people together was almost 500 pounds, 440. That means he met deadly force with deadly force. If they could have had their way with Karmelo Anthony, we would be singing a different tune. Definition of defense of property. Since Hunter just said that Austin grabbed his property before the fight took place, that means that those boys was aggressive. This young man is sitting up in the bleachers minding his own business. Let me paint the stage since Mike Howard didn't do it for the jury. He's sitting up there invited under the tent. And Tony talks vested up. How you know they coming with aggression? Because we saw how they was walking up to them stands. And they went up in them stands. And Hunter just told exactly what happened. He said, we walked up to him and told him to move. Aggression. He still didn't do nothing. They tell him to move. All these multiple people, 150, 220, 220, maybe 150, 150. Ooh, it's hot. It's hot under that tent. You don't know what's going on. The original people that saw the video, it said it happened in a matter of seconds. That's sufficient evidence. The prosecutor has a burden of proving every element of the defense beyond reasonable doubt. If it cannot do so, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. The prosecution has the burden of proving every element of offense beyond a reasonable doubt. If it can't do so, it said every element, the defendant is entitled to an acquittal. What did Hunter say? Didn't Hunter say, we went up to him? Oh, Hunter. Oh, Mike Howard. Oh, Prosecutor Greg Willis. Oh, Judge Roach. Oh, Texas AG Ken Paxton. Multiple assailants. That they don't think that he should have took those measures to protect his life with the weight of a middle schooler. So for everybody that's painting that Karmelo Anthony reached around in his bag and got the weapon, tell Hunter that, because Hunter just said that Austin took his bag. They want us to believe that Karmelo Anthony threw away his future for Austin Madcap. With this 3.7 GPA, graduating the next month, no disciplinary action, captain of the football, captain of the track, and 21 scholarships. Get out of here. Get out of here.